When I got to be 18 and thought I was grown, really when I turned 20, I moved out for the first time. I don't know. I guess the best way to explain it is that I really just didn't have that connection to God. Like, some not great things had happened to me in my life, and I would pray, and because I believe there was a God because of my parents. Like, my parents, like I said, they both took me to church, so I believe there was a God. But I think when I got to be about 20, I started doubting God. Like, I would pray for things and nothing would happen. I would, pray for people. Nothing came to fruition. And I really I wasn't convinced. My faith wasn't strong. I just really, you can't see him, so you pray, you hear people say, all you gotta do is pray, just pray about it and it'll work itself out, and that just wasn't my experience. But I still, like I said, I believed there was a God because of my parents. So I would, occasionally go to church. I would go through the motions. I just didn't have that connection. But like I said, I was about 28, 29 when I started establishing a relationship with God. I think a lot of my lack of faith came from my lack of forgiveness. I had a hard time forgiving the past, forgiving myself, forgiving other people. I was very mean. I loved having a good revenge plot. Like, if you did me dirty, I was meticulous in it. I would write it down. Like, I'm gonna wait until this date, and I'm gonna do this and that, and I was not quick to forgive. Very mean, and I just didn't feel that connection. And then once I actually, my cousin married a man who was a preacher, and I went to their church, and that was really the first time I felt like someone really explained the Bible to me. Because the Bible is a really, like, people tell you read the Bible and then you get that King James version, and it is hard to follow, hard to understand. It can be tedious. I mean, it's a lot. And he would take a scripture every Sunday and explain it. Like, he would explain it in regular terms. And he was funny, charismatic, so it made it easy to listen to. And then the church had a spiritual encounter weekend. And when I went to that encounter weekend, it literally changed my life. Like, I was first able to forgive myself for things. I was able to forgive people who were dead and gone. I was able to forgive people who did not ask for forgiveness, because that's a hard one. And I had to ask for forgiveness from some people that I had really, said some hurtful things to. But it was after that I really just started to see how even when I wasn't feeling connected to God, he was connected to me. Like, I was able to, how they say hindsight is 20/20. I was able to look back and realize how much he covered me while I was out there being mean and vengeful. And he never turned his back on me, is what I'm trying to get at.